Hello, in this video we're going to show you how to set up SDL2 on Windows using MinGW. If you're interested in setting it up on something like Visual Studio or Code Blocks, we'll have separate videos covering that, and if you're interested on a separate OS entirely, we'll have you covered there as well, so feel free to check in on this playlist. So first of all, you obviously want to make sure you've got a Windows machine because this is a Windows setup. Secondly, you want to make sure you've downloaded MinGW. So if you Google MinGW, go to the mingw.org website, go to download installer, and just download this file. It's just a simple executable. Once you run it, just go through the process of installing it. And what you also want to do, chances are you've left the directory in its default directory, MinGW like so. If you haven't, you'll have to change the process of this video slightly, but it'll be very self-explanatory where you need to change it. You'll just need to change, instead of doing C:\/ MinGW, it'll be something else, like maybe in the program files, for example. But what you want to do is go to MinGW, go to libexec, so executable, go to mingw-get, go to the GUI main. This is probably launched already by default. If it hasn't, go to here. You want to make sure that you have downloaded the G++ compiler, because this is the C++ compiler. Make sure you've downloaded it. If you haven't, just go to here, select what you want to download. To install something, just right click it, mark for installation, then you go to installation, update catalog, just follow the process, very simple. And once that's done, you're ready to, well, set up SDL. So the first thing you want to do, or sort of the second thing, is go to the SDL website, so libsdl.org, then go to SDL 2.0 in the download section, go to development libraries, now select SDL2 MinGW, so just download that. I've already got it downloaded, so let me just go to my download directory, so Chrome downloads, so this is the file right here. If you just extract that, and now what we'll get is this folder right here, and from here there's only two folders we're concerned with. It's either this one if you want 32-bit version, or this one if you want this 64-bit version. Most compilers generally compile in 32-bit for stuff like this, so we would recommend 32-bit unless you really need to, access something like more than 4 gig of RAM for your game. Probably you won't need to, so just copy and paste this folder, and I'll recommend, let me just get rid of that. I'll recommend putting it somewhere on your computer that is sort of designated as your development folder, your development section, because this project and other projects that you create will be referencing this particular folder and the files within the folder. Therefore, you don't want to have to be moving it around and reconfiguring your project and your system paths just to get it working every single time you do a little, let's say, re-download or move it around. Definitely don't leave it in the downloads directory. I've seen people do that and then it just becomes a mess. So I've got a folder called development. I've already pasted it here and I've renamed it SDL2 MinGW 32-bit, so I know what is going on. Next, you want to go to bin, copy and paste both of these files into your MinGW folder. If you go to lib, scroll down, actually no, not here, sorry, needs to be in the bin folder. If you scroll down, I've already pasted them, so sdl2.dll. Actually, I don't think the config file is necessary, it's just the dll file that it requires. So once you've got all of that done, what we need to do now is add MinGW as a environment variable to your computer. If you've already done it, fantastic. If not, it's really simple. Go to this PC, go to System Properties, go to Advanced System Properties, Settings I should say, then go to Environment Variables, and now if you go to System Variables, Path, click Edit, and you want to click New and type in the bin path like I've done, like so. And to get that, you just go to the C drive or wherever MinGW is installed, go to bin, just click here, you would just copy that, you would go back here and for example you just paste it in like so. I've already set it up, click OK, click OK. Once you've done all of that, then I would recommend restarting your computer. Sometimes it works without restarting, but sometimes you need to restart it so the environment variables can be used. So just restart it, and now we are ready to start, well, coding our SDL application. So next, we're going to create our project directory. I'm going to create it on the desktop, and so new folder, I'm going to call it SDL MinGW. I'm going to open up Sublime Text, and in here I'm going to set the mode to C++, save this empty file into MinGW, save it as main.cpp. Now we're going to code up a very simple application for SDL. So we're going to do hash include IO stream. I'm going to zoom in a bit so it's just a little easier for you to see. That should be a lot better now. Hash include SDL2/SDL.h. This is referring to the files that you've downloaded and pasted, and you'll be able to get these files as system files because of the way we're going to compile this application, which we'll show you in a moment. Now you want to create a main entry point for our application. So this is just going to have a int argc, which is the argument count, a character array, which is going to be the argument values, and now we're going to do if SDL underscore init. So we're going to initialize SDL, and you can select a couple of different things. I'm just going to do SDL underscore init underscore everything, like so, and SDL underscore init underscore everything just initializes everything. You can initialize stuff like game controllers, time, input, that sort of stuff separately, but this is a very simple way. It's less than 0, then something's gone wrong. Errors are usually -1. And now we're going to just see out to the user that something gone wrong. So SDL could not initialize, then SDL error. And now I'm going to print out the error with SDL underscore get error command, and now we're going to do a std end line, and that's it for the if statement. All we're going to do now is add a return exit underscore success, save that, and we've coded our application, and we are literally now ready to compile it. So to compile it, not very hard at all, really simple. So what we want to do now is, I'm just going to minimize it. You want to open up command prompt. Now in command prompt, you want to change directory to this folder right here. So cd, drag the folder onto here like so, and we need to compile this file. To compile it, you do G++. Remember, you need to make sure you've installed G++ package within the MinGW. Once you've done that, you want to type in the file that you're compiling. For me, it's main.cpp. Then you want to do -i, capital C, and this is going to be the path to, it'll be easier instead of typing it out if we just go to the local disk C, go to development, and now we want to go to our SDL folder, go to include. So this is all of our code that we was referencing right here. So that's how it knows that it's a system file. So what we want to do is just copy this path like so into here, and now we want to do -l, and this is going to be the library file. Because we've done the include file, we need to do the library file now, and for this also very similar, just get this lib folder right here, so copy that, paste it here. Now we need to just do -w, -wl, and now we just need to start, we're actually specifying the libraries that we're using. So this is dash subsystem, comma Windows dash L MinGW 32 dash L SDL2 main dash L SDL 2 dash O, and this is just the output file, and I'm going to call it SDL main. And if I click enter, now it's saying no such file or directory, so we need to have a look at what it's moaning about. Let me just expand this a little bit. Windows right here. So it's saying dash subsystem is not a valid directory. Let's remove these spaces. Okay, so that was a problem. It had spaces there. And now if we go back to our project directory, we have a .exe file. If I double click it, it runs it. You might be thinking nothing happened. The reason for that is it just exits it. It initializes, then exit. If we do system pause now, this will actually pause the application. So if I save it and go back to here, compile it again, run it, it now pauses it, and now we can continue. Obviously there's no window. We'll have separate tutorials covering textures, windows, input, all of that good stuff, because that's all cross-platform. This is just a setup video, and this is it really. You could just quit the video right here and continue, but what I would say is doing this command every single time, I don't know about you, but I think this would get really tedious to have to do every single time. So if, let's say, I closed command prompt, or I logged out, or I restarted, what would I do then? I would have to type all of this out again, and that can be really tedious. We don't want that. Luckily, MinGW has a process called makefile. Makefile is very popular, and makefile essentially allows you to just compile your project, and you specify like libraries, files that you're compiling, output names, input names, all of that good stuff, and all the libraries, etc. in that file, and you just need to run that file, and that is it. So let's create a simple makefile. So if I click new, you want to save this in the same directory as your .cpp file as makefile. It's got no extension. Make sure only the M is uppercase and everything else is lowercase. This is case dependent. So if I click save that, and now in here, as you can see, it's picked up makefile. This is Sublime Text, which is awesome. I recommend using it. And now what we're going to do is just do obj s, and this is going to be the input file. So main.cpp. I'm going to do obj underscore name equals SDL main, and this is going to be the new file that is going to output once it's compiled it. Now we're going to say all colon. So we're going to do dollar objects. So on all of the objects, we want to compile it, and we want to do G++. You could copy out all of that again, or we could go to here, type in select all. Can I copy and paste? Yes, fantastic. It's copied and pasted it. Few changes. We need to just copy that into here. So we're going to do dollar objs and obj name. This just allows us to easily change the name of the output and the input file if we ever need to. So if we replace that with dollar, like so, save that, and now we have a makefile, and this is a very extendable makefile now, where you could add more files, more libraries that you could just compile using one command instead of having to write a new command or like a huge command every single time you're compiling. So this is going to be a lot easier. So while you're still in this directory, what you want to do now is actually run the makefile command, because you don't want to run this command anymore. So if I just run that, delete the sdl main.exe, so you can see that a new .exe is well compiled. You just run it by doing MinGW32-make.exe, and it runs that command, and now, as you can see, we have SDL compiled and we have an output executable. So it's that simple to set up SDL on Windows using MinGW. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on my education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. There'll be a link in the description. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave us a comment. There will be links to all of the websites there will be website links in the description to all of the files that you need to download and access, such as SDL and MinGW. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the other videos in this series, which will actually be coding to create a window, textures, input, all that good stuff. Goodbye.